Okay, well, this is the next installment of Atlantic Wall. I have finished the June 7th turn, or June 7th day of 3 turns. Here you're looking at the Utah Beach area. Kind of a broad picture look of this part of the map. And I'll just point out the areas here. You have the 90th Division here with the 502nd Regiment of the 101st Airborne operating in this area as well. They're not attached to the 90th, they're still actually able to trace to the 101st headquarters, but they are working in tandem with the 90th Division. These fortifications here, one here, one here, one here, have really kind of held the 90th Division up. They've made some attacks against it. You can see the fatigue marker here, but they have not been able to push aside those fortifications, at least on June 7th they didn't, and they will be making another effort coming up on June 8th. But this holdup here has allowed the 709th, German 709th Division with some of the 7th Army units, heavy flak, artillery, double Werfers, and some French and Czech tanks there to form a line here in front of 90th Division. Over here on this side on the coast is Quenneville, and the line goes all the way across, moving west to just south of Montaberg. Montaberg is right here, and here is just south of that. Actually, and there's actually the line extends even further to the west here, almost to the Meurthe River. So this is going to be a real slugfest for 90th Division, as the 709th has actually got dug in. There's actually improved positions in these hexes here, plus all these fortifications. Out here further west, you have this is the 82nd Airborne area. They're at the end of their supply tether. The headquarters is all the way back here. So these units are all on-hand supply, which is why they haven't actually attacked. So they're going to probably start getting into action starting on the 8th, but they're going to be getting into action against well-dug-in German units of the 91st and the 243rd Division. Back here on this road here is the remnants of the 243rd Division still filtering in. As they filter in here, then the units of the 91st are starting to shift down around to the south to try and prevent a crossing or a breakout of the 82nd down moving south. And also those units have also started to filter down around here over into Carentan. Carentan is now well fortified as well. And see if I can get a better, closer look of the situation there at Carentan. Pardon the shakiness of the camera here while I get it focused here. So there you can see Carentan. There's lots of American units there, just north of the Douve River. Airborne have gone into those flooded areas, and they're trying to push their way and get across, block the road, and just make things difficult on the Germans. While the 4th Division, they're still waiting on their supply. They need that June 8th to come so the headquarters can move away from the beach and get them in a better supply state, and then they'll be able to start attacking Carentan. But it is a fortified Carentan, so it's going to be much tougher. We shift over here to Omaha. Here's Isigny. As you can see, Isigny even has entrenchments as well as those strong points. So Isigny is going to be a little bit tougher to crack now. 29th Division is moving west there. They'll set up some attacks tomorrow on the 8th. They are across the Ore River there, one spot there, and then another spot here as we move east. So they're across in 2 points. Now it's just a matter of can they exploit it. And again, as you see the headquarters there next to the beach, and in this next turn, June 8th, they'll be able to move those headquarters and start really attacking. The first division has really spread out, moved towards Bayou there, which the Germans evacuated this turn. Try and keep that from being so shaky. So they've kind of really extended the line there. There's not a lot in front of them. 352nd is trying to get back and get in front, and then there's that 30th Brigade that moves in from the north, or I mean from the south, that's headed kind of in that direction as well. So things will be a lot different in this next turn with the headquarters being able to move off the beach and supply being, not as much of an issue. You can see, especially over here, all the on-hand supply markers on the units, and not wanting to put those guys out of supply and make them targets for being attacked by the Germans, so I've kept them. I've just kept the on-hand supply and not attacked with them. I did just finish the night turn, and I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but the night turns is really what I use as the rest turn. There is a mandatory rest turn in this game, so there's 3 turns in a day, and each side has to select one of those turns as a rest turn. And so I basically use the night as rest turn for both sides, which means they can only move half their movement points unless they want to take on fatigue hits, and I don't want to take on fatigue hits on either side. And of course, same thing with attacking. They can't attack unless they're willing to take fatigue hits. So the nighttime is basically just moving things at half movement and kind of shoring up lines and not really doing anything else because fatigue is such a big penalty. So anyways, that's it for the American side. I know this video kind of ran long, but there was kind of a lot to catch up with, and I'll post a British video here next. Thanks.